In February, I spent 7 days in England sourcing antiques for my new pop-up event called the Found Collection. I shared in an earlier video about the decision I made to make this shift in my business and how I was longing for more customer connection again. This video tells the story of what happened after I came home, how everything got here, what it looked like to set up for the event, how the sale went, and of course showing off the great antiques I found. Come along as I share all about the first Found Collection sale. All right, so the crates are here. That's them. It's incredible to see. They've made their way all the way from England and they got dropped off early this morning. We got to get them unloaded and start getting everything inside so we can get it cleaned and prepped and ready. It's really incredible how they managed to pack these crates. Everything is arranged kind of like Tetris, making the most of every single usable space. And all of the smalls that I bought are tucked inside the drawers of the different pieces of furniture, which makes good use of the space, but also helps protect them from getting damaged. I was amazed that nothing broke. Every single item that I purchased arrived in perfect condition. So we've got just about everything unloaded. Boys are working on 2 more tables out there, but all the small stuff is out. And now it's time to see all their stuff inside all of this. So I've got to get it out and I'm going to check it against my spreadsheet and make sure that it's all here. Unloading the crates is just the first step. Every single item has to be unwrapped and then cataloged. I had a spreadsheet detailing each and everything that I bought, and I had to double check all the items I unpacked against the spreadsheet to make sure everything was there. Then there's cleaning, tagging, and pricing, and all of that has to happen before you can start staging the space. So I spent about 10 days working through this process. So in February, I spent 8 days sourcing in England, and these are the items that got shipped back in my crates. So I literally got them 2 weeks ago. The giant crates showed up, we unpacked these items, and it was like Christmas morning seeing this stuff again that I traveled all around the country finding. All right, we are 20 minutes away from opening the doors tonight to the VIP night for the Found Collection. I am just ecstatic. Everything has come together, except we did lose our first batch of balloons. They flew out of the car. So we had to go get some more balloons. But outside of that, we are ready to go. And we're going to be having about 30 people here tonight. Excited to see what goes and sells first.
Wow! Come on, move along. I said, baby, I know you're on a roll. Sweet honey, let's take it real slow. You know we got what you need, baby, so take it, move along. I said we got what you need, honey, come and groove along. Come on. Rolling on the highway, ease up. Wow! Come on, and groove along. Come on. I said, babe. I said, babe. Oh, honey, come and groove along. You gotta feel it, yeah. You gotta move along. You gotta feel it, feel it, feel it, feel. You gotta feel it, feel it, feel it, feel. You gotta feel it on the roadway. You gotta move along.
Okay, so this is just a little oak folding cake stand. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. And it's pretty common to find the ones that are circle and they're like 3-tier, but this was the first one that I saw that was wide like this. But what makes it really functional is when you don't need it, it just folds up like this. So then it can slide again away, and then you can unfold it right back out and use it to serve your high tea on when you have high tea. But a unique piece that was different than kind of the typical little round ones that you see. So this one is an interesting copper kettle. There's a lot of copper kettles out there, but this one is a ship's kettle, and that's why it's got this really wide base. So you could set it flat and it's not going to rock all around on the boat. That's what makes it a little bit more of a unique piece. So this little sweet piece is just a little jam jar. It has the mark on the bottom. KB & Sons, I think, was the maker. It had a little spoon that would go in it, but again, when you're serving tea, you put your jam down in here, and that could go on your scones that you're having. And it's probably from the early 1900s, probably about 1920. So this was actually the very last piece that I bought. It's pine, and it just, I think, was kind of like a mudroom boot rack. It probably had a metal tray down here, and so when you come in from out and you've got your boots are wet, you could set them in here, and then your umbrellas and stuff could go, and so the water drains and it gets caught down here in this little metal stand. There is a tag on the bottom of it that has an address of a location in London, but you know, I was talking to somebody yesterday. It could be a great piece to go in front of a fireplace, and you could put your wood on it, and you're not going to hurt it, you know, by sliding your wood on it, holding it. It's not something that you have to worry about keeping it looking nice. It's already got kind of this patina to it. I think that can be a good modern use for it. So these are ironstone Jello molds. You would put everything in Jello and then mold it in. Pop it out. The various dates, but they're ironstone. Some of them are late 1800s, early 1900s. This one I think is my favorite. We have debated over, it's definitely an animal. I think it's a lion. I'm not really sure because I haven't made Jello and put it in to see what it actually is. But you can kind of see the tail right here, and you can see the legs. So I do think it's a lion. But when you're planning a fancy meal or a special event, they would make a gelatin dish and mold it, and then it would unmolded using these. And they've got all sorts of different shapes. This one has a shell. This one is some corn. I had one with a goose, I think. So they're just nice collectible pieces, shelf decor pieces. I hope you enjoyed this look inside the Found Collection sale. I really was overwhelmed with how well the event went. We had around 40 people lined up outside the door when we opened, and about 80 to 90% of what I brought home sold. I loved talking with customers about the items and hearing their reactions to the pieces that I brought back. So I really wanted to introduce higher-end antiques to Northwest Arkansas and provide a place where people could find unique pieces for their home and enjoy connecting over a shared love of antiques. And overall, I think that I achieved both of those goals. The sale was a huge success. And I've got great news. I am actually headed back to England in August to source my own full container of antiques, and I'll be hosting another sale later this fall. So if you want to know when the next Found Collection event is happening, be sure to join the Collectors List email newsletter, and you can find that link in the video description box. And a few treasures from this shipment are still available. You can shop them now at thefoundcollection.com.